for me, that's really the story behind just feeling, at least just always looking at the bright side of things, however way I can.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, if you're curious about what we are talking about, you can go to our YouTube channel where you can see the face of my guest with her bright hair, with the little knot at the end of the braids. It's just so
Yeah.
lovely.
Oh, yes, yes. This has been the current reigning style. So I said, okay,
I
I gotta
know.
add some flair of it. Yeah, I love it. And so I just mixed it because I couldn't decide. And then my hairstylist was like, yeah, why not? Let's change it up. It's totally me. And she likes to do overdo or actually extra do creativity. So yeah, no, it worked out well. So it's nice I can flip it up or do
Yeah,
different styles with it. Yes. So I'm loving this
great.
cool style.
So you can go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Or you simply go to YouTube and search for Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You'll see the stream and you will see her face as well as my face in the studio. I don't have the colors. So now I feel like I need to take some colors from you to put in
Yes,
here.
yes, virtually sending them to you, virtually sending them to you, some reds.
Thank you. How has the journey been as an indie artist?
It's been very rewarding. You have to put it a lot of work, a lot of
Mhm.
work. But it's been rewarding. It's rewarding. It's been steady growth, but fulfilling growth. I did start off. I mean, my journey has really started off even being in the music industry. I didn't somewhat intend for it, but because I love singing, I think God just kind of, charted a path for me to just kind of be in it.
Mm.
It started, of course, in secondary school. I sang in my primary school. I went to University of Lagos staff school. Then I went to Atlantic Hall Secondary School. So I sang a lot in school. And in our cultural groups, I sang and I danced as well. And then I also sang at church. My parents went to Anglican Church of Ascension in Ikeja, so I attended there and I sang a lot in the choir. And then when I went to Canada for uni, just before uni, I actually did a year in high school there. And while I was there, I was trying to make some, funds here and there. And so I started working. I got a job working in a salon, braiding hair. And on one particular day, while I was working, my manager for the salon, her sister came in, and she's a singer and has an all-female reggae band, in fact, dancehall reggae band. So she came in saying, I'm looking for a singer, if anyone knows a singer. Because my friend that also works in the salon nudged and said, to look and sing. So I sang, he auditioned me right there. I sang. I said, okay, come to the band. So from there, I started off, just doing backup vocals, but over the years, I ended up being with them all throughout my uni years. We'll go and perform over the weekend. And then I grew so much and became like one of the lead vocalists while I was with them. And that was my step into performing live. It was an all-female band, all musicians, bass, drums, horn section, um and others thing, there was a rapper and my family is Jamaican, so she would
Mm.
do the patois. I have to learn patois. I have to learn, the tonations. I was doing a lot of the undertones of her songs as well. And then I would try and bring my own soulful, R&B, Niger flavor to the mix. So for me, just being in that space, touring with the group, performing, rehearsing, songwriting. I grew quite a bit musically. Professionally, I started, of course, getting paid for this gift. And so when I finished uni and I got a job in the States, it was me, I mean, I left music and said, okay, I'll focus on this, my work, and, you know, try to, pay back all the money I've earned. So eventually, after maybe 1 or 2 years of working, I just said, I can't let this music thing die. And I decided that, okay, I'm going to do, I'm going to try this solo career. And so I started songwriting because where do I start? How do I, how do I get musicians? So it was just songwriting. Okay, I started with one song. Then after the one song, I decided, okay, after this one song, then I will do another song, and it would be it would be okay for the album. And so it was one song, then the next song, and then now I'm like 3 albums later working on my fourth album. So I'm grateful for the growth, and I'm grateful for collaboration and being able to also network with really, really crucial other creatives as well to create good music. So yeah, I mean, I'm just honored that I can be in this space and be able to independently um I wouldn't say it's just me. It's me like orchestrating and and seeking out creators that I can work with, but it still comes out to team effort because I am working with musicians, I'm working with the producer, I'm working with someone to help me with marketing, someone to kind of consult with me. How do I do publicity? So I'm putting all the content together, but I'm also open to others that are skilled in certain areas to also help me, with the music I'm creating to get it out to the masses. And so, yeah, that's in a long,
That's quite
long
a
story,
journey.
the journey's thus far, and so I'm really, just excited, hopeful. Last year, I set up a record label, a full-blown record label to house my music. And so that's called 1FT Music. And so I'm excited. I'm growing, always open to grow more and to learn more about how I can, how I can get this music to the masses that I'm sharing, and how it can continue to impact lives and inspire, bring some sunshine, bring some acknowledgement, and some, just also educate about African heritage. So, as much as I can, I try and also enlighten through the music, through songwriting. Yeah.
So now that you have your own record label, will you be signing people eventually?
That is something to consider. That's something to consider. For now, it's housing my catalog, but certainly I'm open to that in the future. Yeah.
So I'm curious, if you were eventually to sign people, what kind of people would you look to have on in your label?
Well, I think the themes that I am really passionate about is certainly African heritage, and it's also important to inspire and to enlighten. So I believe it would definitely be artists that along those themes, um
Mm.
that have that energy and have that, have the positive vibes to bring to the world with their creativity, and uniqueness as well. So, yes, I believe in that instance, and that's certainly what I would be looking for, and I'm be excited about too. So, because I know, gosh, there's a plethora of talent in this world, and it's constantly, with each generation is bringing something fresh, something new. So
Mm.
yeah, and also our own elders too are still bring. I mean, recently, last year, I went to see Lionel Richie, and I gotta share this story. It was really me just coming, going home from work because I still have my 9 to 5. I still have my two careers. I say 9 to 5 because it's like what I do, during the day, which is I work as a graphic designer. And so I was on my way home, and I just saw a lot of people coming out of the train station. So I said, where are these people going? I just started following, like, I'm curious what's happening because they all dress so nice. So I started following them, and then I noticed they were going to concert hall. And then I looked up and I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire Lionel Richie perform. I said, in my lifetime, I have to see if I can see them also. I walked in, and then I was like, gosh, I hope these tickets are affordable. And they were somewhat reasonable. I mean, not they weren't they were I would say they were about the same price as the cost of going to see Davido. In fact, even so I said, okay, it's worth me going to see them. And so I mean seeing Lionel Richie was just such an inspiration because his catalog and his timeline in the music industry is decades, literally. So I was just sitting there listening to Hello, listening to All Night Long, and just feeling like this is a space I want to be in. Music that just lasts a lifetime. Audience that's just a range of ages. That you had young, you had old, you had black, white, you had various ethnicities there, just enjoying the music and just being so happy to be there, dancing, singing along. And so for me, it was, of course, I had an amazing time, but I also just felt like, yes, this is the space. This is what I want. This is ultimately what I want, the music that I share to do and to last beyond my lifetime, certainly. So, yeah, I'm just this creative space, and music is just so healing. It's so refreshing. It makes you dance. It makes you work out. So it has so many there's so much that music has to offer to the world, and so I I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to sharing more. My first album is titled Specialty. The second one is My Love, and My Love did uh, really well. I think My Love is what really put me a bit more on the map, because the title track, the music video for it, which was directed by female director Tayo, got nominated for Best R&B video in the Channel All Music Video Awards. So I started getting more recognition. So living back home, and so from then on, I just kind of kept the ball rolling, like, okay, let me keep going with another project. So the third project is Mama Sunshine, and that's an acoustic album, which, I felt, even I'm offering, of course, soulful African music, but through it all, I also want to kind of offer various genre and various still sing, but also be able to offer different flavors of music. So My Love was the soul, R&B, Afro pop kind of vibe. And so Mama Sunshine was an acoustic project that I worked with, amazing producers, Jaja Basingezi, um, James McKinney, and a nice fusion of various cultures as well. So Jaja is from Congo, James is African American from here. On My Love, I work with Terry Poindexter, who's, I've worked with quite a lot of songs. So he's, we have a great relationship, and he just, of course, knows how to bring out some, great vibes from, the songs that I write. He's also the producer I work with, was collaborated for my most recent single, Throwback, which I just released a music video for recently, which I shot Lagos, Nigeria, and which is directed by another female director, amazing lady, Michelle Bello. So I released that this weekend, and it features my dear friend Tosi Otudeko, who's titled The Garden Theater. She goes by The Garden Theater. She just recently released a movie, her first feature film, called Over the Bridge, which premiered, which had a USA premiere this weekend at the New African Film Festival at AFI in Silver Spring. So I I'm just delighted with the response I'm getting with Throwback, and then with my recent release, which is called Naturally Me, which is about hair, a song about hair.
Thank you
Actually.
for that detailed walking us down your journey. So
Thank
many. I mean, you took a peek into a lot of questions that I would have asked, and well, thank you. All right, so I'm curious. Two things. Number one, when was the last time you were in Lagos? I mean, apart from the one you just left.
Before then, I was there in 2022, 2022.
2022. Oh, okay. I would have
Yes.
imagined maybe before COVID.
In fact, I was trying to get there before COVID, but COVID happened. I was like, okay. So after about 2 years, I said, okay, it's time to come. So I came, and this last time that I came was just, well, this year. I just actually just got back here this week. So I had an amazing time while I was there the second time. I was sweating a lot,
Ah,
but it was
yeah.
great. I felt like, okay, I'm getting my organic sauna here, and it felt good just to be, just to have some sunshine. Sometimes it felt it was refreshing. It was really refreshing to be back home. I know it's a tough one, because this exchange rate that keeps moving. So you can tell people are really feeling it, and so I'm certainly lifting up the country in prayers, and I'm staying hopeful. I know that it's growing pains, and there is light. There is the definite light when through this challenge, and I'm encouraged because, my fellow Niger family, they don't stop with the hustle. They're like, okay, we're gonna keep things moving, and okay, we're going to diversify. What other ways can what other things can we do to earn income, or to keep things moving, or stay afloat if it in the midst of economy kind of shifting. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, and I know, it's only a matter of time. Out there's a lot of development that's really happening. Seeing the train, seeing the trains was amazing to see. Seeing there's a lot of construction happening, a lot of new
Yeah.
buildings, and so there's a lot happening. I know sometimes, when I'm in talks with my fellow friends and family there's gosh, there's so much happening. You know, are we going to get better? There's this, there's that. So, sometimes it just takes, okay, just hang in there, stay encouraged, and sometimes also just look at other positives, so to kind of
Mm.
counter the negatives, or because if one is always so focused on, oh, these things are things getting better, then sometimes it's hard to really even see that, like, yeah, there's a few things that are really improving. The airport, there's a new airport. That was a big deal to see that, wow, it's, there's a lot happening that's that one should be encouraged by. One should be encouraged by. So yeah, thought I'll just share that little to be from my perspective, my
Actually,
perspective.
that was what I had in mind when I asked you the last time that you were here. I was hoping to get your thought because sometimes it takes you stepping back from a scene for you to understand some little changes. And other times it's just those things that keep us going that, okay, well, maybe everything is not crumbling and coming down on our head. So it's not all
Yeah.
gloom and doom. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right, Lashawn. Yeah, stay encouraged though, my dear. I know this era of Jackpot Alex is also annoying, but in every society, there's always going to be a challenge or two that you have to kind of combat. So in whatever space you are, here, home, away, um, take the best that you can of every instance, and use your God-given talent to just find value and find a breath of fresh air in the midst of the storm. So I think that's I'll encourage. I mean, I know that's what I always have to tell myself. In any instant that I'm at, that's okay. Okay, it didn't work out this way. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to kind of keep pushing. I have had to tell myself that even in music, it's not always I wish it was just this straight path to success. But it's still like, okay, it didn't work out here. Okay, well, let me try this other tune. I didn't get quite as much of the response I was hoping for, but okay, I'll keep something. I'm not going to stop. Okay, let me try this other way. Let me try and sing about this. Oh, I'm sure, I really want to talk about this topic. Maybe this will vibe. Oh, maybe this way I did it didn't work. Okay, let me try. Still it's still a process of still putting a lot of work and effort to my projects, like
Mm.
thinking about the album cover, thinking about what to name it. There's a lot that goes into it. Seeking advice, seeking counsel, like, what do you think? I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about shooting this music video. I just shot this music video. Can you look at the colors? Well, how are you feeling? How the emotion is, it's still me still wanting to maximize, bring out the best that I could possibly, you know, that I can possibly do, before I release it. So I am always taking advice and, rewatched and rewatching, like, did I catch everything? Have I just, okay, is there this frame that needs to be, do we need to move this clip to another place? So I mean, even though, I mean, I am a creative, I'm still wanting the best, wanting to put my best foot forward as I am creating. I'm sharing content and music content with the world, and the whole complete package as well, sharing my world. And certainly in social media, in this era of social media, there's a lot of sharing and trying to, the music, but also trying to, yeah, just share a bit of my personality so that people get to kind of know me beyond the music as well, and get to connect as well. Because sometimes, you make that connection because it may not necessarily be from the music directly, but sometimes like, oh, okay. Oh, let me even see that her hairstyle. And then as they're looking, it's like, there's jazz music playing in the background. What's that, Seth? Oh, okay. Oh, she sings. Oh, okay. All right. I can vibe with this. This is sounding okay. And everyone has at least just has shared with me various ways that they've come to discover me. So that's why I figured, okay, well, I might as well just be, at least share, always be open to share and dialogue, because sometimes there's really similarities in with people that you encounter in your stories, and that also enlightens each other and forges friendships as well along the way, good friendships, good friendships. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us all the details as well as the beautiful music. We appreciate it. Now, on a final note, let me just sample your thought. If there's something you'd like to change or at least educate the world on through your music, especially your deep love for Africa, you're very Afrocentric. So if there's something you'd like to get people to understand about Africa or Nigeria through your music, what would it be?
Wow, that's a great question. There's so many things. How do I pick one thing? Oh, there's
Okay,
so many things. I
pick
well, I
everything
I
together.
would like to, because it's coming from the angle of speaking to those of my African American brothers, my Caribbean brothers, and then of course my fellow African brothers. And so, if I should bring it to Nigeria, we there's a lot of us in
Mm.
Nigeria, and so to not be taken aback anytime they feel that, man, these Nigerians are like, they're the real go-getters. It's just where we have that personality that's just driven. So embrace it and not be taken aback by it. And to for my African American brothers and sisters and anyone else that's not Nigerian, to encourage them to visit, be open to visit, and just be open to the experience. The experience. Our food is amazing. Our movie industry is amazing. Our music industry is amazing. Our fashion, the creative art is an amazing space. So I will encourage everyone to take one thing, is that to know that Nigerian culture is just so diverse, and there is something for everyone. There's something that you pick, and there's something that you would embrace, and you'll be so enlightened and delighted to experience. And so to encourage to visit, and for those that are already Nigeria to really be just so what would be the word? Uh I mean, just proud. Be very, very proud that you are Nigerian because you have so much to offer. We have so much to offer. We are such an amazing burst of color and ethnicity and heritage, and we have so much to offer the world. So be you know, any moment you have to just share something about who you are and your experience as you step into the world, or as you even encounter each other, because even within Nigeria there's so many flavors of ethnicity. You share about your Akwa Ibom culture, share about your Fulani culture, even within ourselves, so that we can all learn more about each other's ethnicity. So that would be, certainly one thing that I would say, to embrace and to share. Outside diaspora and even within, always, kind of think about ways to share your experience, and let us all learn more about each other's ethnicity and learn more about each other, because I believe with learning more and being aware of each other's experience, we're gonna grow. We're gonna forge more relationships, great relationships, and get to know each other more. With that, you grow, and you can forge good, healthy um relationships and communities. Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
It's been a great chat with you. Thank you so
You
much for
too.
your time
Oh
and
my
your
God,
great
thank you.
energy.
Thank you, Oluwaseun. I am so delighted to speak with you. You have a beautiful voice. You always bring a plethora of diverse range of music to, Smooth FM. And so thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. Great
Right.
questions. Great questions.
All right.
Lovely smile as well.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful
We look
smile.
forward to another chat with you and a
Yes,
big,
indeed.
big cheers to your success, the music video, everything that you do. And we are rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the best wishes to you always. Dear listeners, I want to share that I have my album coming out soon. So stay tuned. I encourage you to please visit my website, tolumidemusic.com. It's simply TOLUMIDE music.com, and enter your email so I can keep you posted with new music, and certainly, always be open to, share
Thank
your
you.
thoughts and your feedback on the music. I call my music Suya Soul. So it's, it's,
We are
it's soul
so
music with some African spice inside. So
with the spiciness of the red and the hair
yes,
and
so with spiciness of red inside. There must be some fire glows. There must be
Oh
some hot
yeah.
pepper inside. some flavor. So yeah,
Oh
thank
yeah.
you. Thank
Thank
you all.
you. All
Thank
right,
you.
we've come to the end of this chat, and I will not leave without playing you this one from Tolumide herself. And this one is titled Naturally Me. You should enjoy it. And of course, embrace the message as well.
Yeah,
On the other
indeed.
side, more great music continues on Casbah, where we love music and we love life. Naturally Me.
Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, Jill, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I was really looking forward to meet you in person, but
I
definitely there's
know
gonna be
so
a
many
time.
things happen at the same time. So
Trust
many.
me, even me, self, I was